Hey everyone, someone asked me fairly recently for my recommended reading list. This was in the context of a career course that I was doing, and I toss out a book here and there, recommend this and that, and I really wanted to kind of get all of them together because at the time I couldn't really think of all the ones that I recommend. And so I kept putting it off, kept putting it off, kept putting it off. Here we are. This is the kind of grand, I've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I've got nine. Okay, so not exactly a nice round number, but it is the number of classes that I do in my Data Career Academy. So some nice symmetry there, I suppose. All right, let's kick it off. And these are in no particular order, but this first one here, this is right there. Reverse the search. So this is a book by Madeline Mann, who is not a data analyst. She is a career expert. If you're going to do a one-stop shop for career, job search, interviewing, all of that stuff, all of the stuff required to get a job, this is the one right here. You can see how well loved it's been. You can see that my dog has also had a quick go at it. Um, but yeah, you can't do better than this for if you're going to buy one book to help you get a job. This is the book for you. Madeline Mann is an expert. I highly recommend you follow her on YouTube as well. Consume some of that content. It is gold. Now, those of you that know, Madeline will talk a little bit about networking. Networking is a favorite topic of mine. Why? Because as I tell my students, you can kind of booger every other topic on the job search, resume, interview, all of that stuff. You can kind of suck at everything else. If you nail the network, none of the other stuff matters. And yes, that includes portfolio, hard skills, doesn't matter. It's not what you know, it's who you know and who knows you. So how do we get through networking? Well, I don't really have a book here on LinkedIn. There's not really one that I really like. You should just listen to me for LinkedIn tips. This one here, now this is the veterans edition of this, but this is the 20-minute networking meeting. This thing is just chock full of great recommendations for how to conduct like a coffee chat, whether it's online or in person, how to be respectful, how to close it, how to open it, how to not, waste people's time. All of that in here, all of the kind of bugaboos that people get into when they get into networking. This will keep you from all of those minds. So the 20-minute networking meeting, there are quite a few different versions of this. I have the veterans version because that's what I needed. But yeah, get the regular edition by Perez and Bollinger. All right. Okay. There is one book that to me encompasses the mindset that you need to tackle a tough job search. Okay. So everybody's out there saying the job market's terrible. Okay. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Everybody's out there saying you got to do this, you got to do that. The one mindset that you need to have is a mindset of sales. All of job hunting is sales. You're selling yourself as the best candidate, the best solution for the problem the hiring manager has. And the best book for that is I've got notes off of the back because I used this for a speech the other day. Good old Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I held off for an embarrassingly long time not reading this book. And it was one of those when I did read it, I was like, why the hell did I wait this long? Because this thing is gold. Now it's a little older, like 1930s. Yeah, since 1936. There we go. Um, you can't go wrong with this book. It teaches you about networking. It teaches you about just just meeting people and getting better at bringing people to your side, making people like you, how to win friends. I always thought that wording was a little funny, and then you read the book and you're like, no, 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 that's a real thing. Um, yeah, there's an art to it. Some people may be naturally good at it. I certainly was not. And if you're not, well, if you're an introvert like me, you can't go wrong with that thing. Okay, so plenty of great Dale Carnegie books. I've read several of his, but that is kind of the gold standard. Okay, Now, I don't do technical stuff too much. Why? Because I started way too late in life to ever catch up with the peerless technical experts in the influencer space. Just, it's not my thing. But what I did have to do was master a bunch of career skills. Okay. So, because of that, this next book is the only technically oriented book that I recommend in my list. Now, I recommend that you do upskilling and that you master the various skills required by the job market. So, should you study SQL? Absolutely. Will I recommend you a SQL book? No, other than this next one. Okay. This one is Ace the Data Science Interview. It is by Nick Singh and Kevin Huo. It is this is a technical book, and this goes through all of the interview questions that you are likely to face in any data science job interview, to include SQL problems going from simple to like mind-blowingly difficult. Statistical problems. Trust me, if you think you're good at math, read that chapter. These two nerds went to Stanford, I think, maybe one Harvard. Anyway, worked at Meta, now works on Wall Street. Nick Singh runs the company that makes this book, among other things. Um, yeah, can't recommend this highly enough. If you are ever going to face a technical interview, I have never faced a technical interview. If I ever did, this is the absolute first place I would go to try and study for it. So, Ace the Data Science Interview, the only technical book that I will recommend on this list of 9. Okay, 4 down, 5 to go. Now, the next one's kind of a twofer. So, really, there's only 8 books on the list. This book right here is called Turning Pro by Stephen Pressfield. Stephen Pressfield is absolutely, he's probably my favorite author of all time. George R. R. Martin's amazing. J.R.R. Tolkien's amazing. Pressfield, for my money, he's like the Babe Ruth of authors. I mean, he's written peerless historical fiction, Gates of Fire, legitimately, bar none, hands down, my favorite book of all time. And lots of other good ones. The Afghan campaign. Anyway, not about that. Turning Pro is about, for anybody that's ever fought distraction in their life, for anybody that's ever thought of themselves as a procrastinator. I spent a good 45 years of my life thinking I was a procrastinator and fighting against that and thinking that it would just be my curse till the day I died. No more. Okay. Read this thing. Now, I will tell you, Turning Pro, and this one might be a little difficult to see. This is called The War of Art. The War of Art. Turning Pro is actually the sequel to The War of Art. They go best together. As you can see, not large books. They're quick reads. If you were determined, you could plow through one or both of these probably in an afternoon. They were worth a reread. But they're kind of small segments, little anecdotes. They're almost like Aesop's fables or something. You know, you get a story and then you get a lesson. You get a story, you get a lesson. Um, but yeah, the War of Art, winning the inner creative battle. Let's talk about kind of getting in touch with your creative voice and shutting out the noise and your creative process. And then Turning Pro is more, it's kind of more hands-on and action oriented, like how to do it. So highly recommend them both, but for a job search for people trying to get a job, Turning Pro is the one. I mean, look at the name, Turning Pro. Like, how can you beat that? Okay. 3 more to go. Now this is where it gets a little, those are sort of the cornerstone ones. So really 5 cornerstone ones. Reverse the Search, 20-minute networking meeting, how to win friends, data science interview, and then Turning Pro with War of Art as a kind of yes and addition there. These last 3, they're a little nuanced. They're a little different. Okay. This one here is called The Lean Startup by Eric Ries or Ries. I don't know how to pronounce the man's name. The Lean Startup. Okay. Now, in this book, he talks about a startup business and the philosophy behind having your own startup. But Albert, you say, I'm not starting my own business. I'm just trying to find a job at someone else's business. Yes, you are. However, the concepts in here, the mindset that's covered in this book is mind-blowing and game-changing. And the one that I will brief to you here is the MVP. So for my sports ball heads out there, it's not most valuable player. MVP, as expressed in the Lean Startup and countless other places, is minimum viable product. All your lives, you've sat there and heard all of the stories about Toyota and Lean Six Sigma and all of this. You know, we don't put a product out until it's perfect, until it's been tested to the nines, and there's no flaws, nothing wrong with it. You know, only 2 flaws per million, whatever Six Sigma is. This says otherwise. Minimum viable product means you get your thing out there and start testing it and fail fast as quickly as possible. Okay. As soon as the thing functions in any way, you get it out there to customers. Now, you probably have to give it away for free at first. Stay with me on the metaphor. You probably have to give it away for free at first, but you get it out there, you get it tested, you get feedback, and then you figure out what you need to fix or upgrade or do with the thing. You're not starting your own business. Got it. What I will say is read this book and understand that what you're selling is not a product. What you're selling is you. I want all data analysts to accept that you need to be a minimum viable product before you put yourself on the market. So this is a tremendous concept in here, and you need the context. It's more than just looking it up on Wikipedia or listening to me talk about it for 2 minutes on the video. You need the book, trust me. Another quick read. I got through this on like a cross-country plane flight plus, so you can get through it 6 or 7 hours of dedicated reading or 6 days of 1 hour a day. But tremendous read, great concepts for the mindset that failing forward, getting out there, experimenting, correcting, fill the defects, the things that are identified like, hey, you're missing this. That's what you need to do. Not go out there and think, I am perfect before you enter the job market. Way too many people trying to do that. Okay. Lean startup. It's getting weirder. This one's not really weird. The weirdness of it is I have not actually read like 98% of this book yet. This is a book called Nobody Cares About Your Career by Erica Ayers Badan, I'm guessing. Why Failure is Good, The Great Ones Play Hurt, and Other Hard Truths. Just the percentage that I've read about this, that does cover all the description of it. This jibes with my kind of tough love to my students and things that I tell you that fly in the face of how everybody writes their resume and everybody writes their LinkedIn profile and everybody, my passion is this. Oh, I'm a dog dad. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay. You need to communicate the value that you bring to the job. And that right here in what little I've read of this book, she is tough love. So absolutely, I would read this. Another good one, Mindset. I will report back when I'm done with it, just verify like, yeah, I was right. Book's awesome. But I'm working on this one now and it's quite good. Okay. So I told you it was getting weirder. This last one. All right. If you are an atheist, you might not like this one. This is a religious book. It talks about the Bible. It talks about passages in the Bible. I would say that the truths in this book, not all of it is talking about scripture. The truth in this book is for everybody. But the truth that when he gives it to you, he bases it on passages from scripture. So if you find that offensive, I mean, I read Weapons of Math Destruction, which was written by a political nut job. And that kind of seeps through on every page. So if I could get through Weapons of Math Destruction and glean out the value in it and leave the the insane politics aside, you can get through this with anyway. Yeah, if you're absolutely adamant against reading a religious themed book, pass on this one. However, this is a brilliant one as far as getting past doubt and fear and just those little gremlin voices in your head that tell you you ain't good enough. Okay. If you have if you've been in my class and it resonated with you when I said I am enough, you're gonna like this one. This is another very quick read. I mean, it's practically like old people. And it's I suppose it's not that big a type, but the pages are like thick on this thing. So a lot of these, I mean, you can rip through most of these books in like a day each. Ace of Data Science Interview is not a page turner. I mean, it's a reference book, but yeah, Carnegie would probably take you a couple of days. Sorry, I give you the top of the head there, but okay, there you go. And honestly, I mean, I went with books that I own. There's probably a couple others I could have included. There's probably a couple others that I, have heard of or have read on Kindle or something, but realistically, I mean, that's kind of it. To cover all the wickets. Other than that, yeah, go to Madeline Mann's YouTube, go to my YouTube, go to Freeberg's YouTube, and you can fill in all the gaps from there. It's not really anything on interviewing, I suppose. So maybe I'll be on the lookout for that. But let me know what you think. I'd love to hear everybody's opinion on the list. What do you think I missed out on? Is there something that worked for you that I didn't mention? I can be proven wrong from time to time. Happens like twice a year. Okay. With that, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. Semper Fidelis, and I'll talk to you later.